Good morning to you and to all your lovely students.
Good morning, Mr. Rod. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And yeah, okay, students, so we already have Mr. Rod here. And students, please turn on your camera because we are recording it, and this recording will be on Mr. Rod's YouTube. So you're gonna be your face gonna be shown on his YouTube channel. So please turn on your camera because I see here there are so many of you off cam, yeah, like Mika, George, Arnold, Beneta, Juan, Laura, Geraldine, Christian, Ruth, Cornelius, Ruben. Yeah, basically most of you. Please on cam, students.
Evelyn, they're all shy. Malu sekali.
Yeah, I think so.
Saya sama.
Malu ya, Pak. Okay, anyway, before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Evelyn Tiurmaraya, and I'm teaching here in SMA Kristen St. John. And today we have a very special guest. Joining with us today, a native speaker of English, Bapak Rod Palister. Okay, students, please welcome Bapak Rod Palister, Pak Guru Rod Palister. Okay, give him a round of applause. You can give clap emoji. Kita kasih tepuk tangan yuk.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So Pak Guru Rod, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Evelyn, and congratulations. Your English is very good, by the way.
Thank you.
And to you, the students, thank you so much. Lovely to meet you. And make it one of your goals to speak English like Ibu Evelyn. Okay, speak like her. Like she can speak almost like a bule. Okay. Good. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So a little bit about me. Okay, so my name is Rod Palister. My father's French and my mother's English, so I'm a hybrid bule. But actually, I was born in the UK, born just in London actually, and I've been living in Indonesia for over 20 years. I used to be an international business consultant, going all over the world, but I've been teaching in Indonesia and in other countries like China. So for over 20 years. So some of my work is PhD, S3. I teach PhD to students all over I help them all over the world with their thesis. I also teach IELTS, TOEFL, GMAT, SAT, Cambridge, and so on. And then, of course, I do what I love probably the most, and that is teach English fluency to students just like you. So thank you very much, and thank you for welcoming me to your lovely school. And let's see how it goes today. Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rod. So students, I think
if you could just keep my picture small, because I'm in the main screen.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm removing the spotlight.
Thank you.
All right. Yep.
Better to have the whole screen with students is better.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we're gonna just invite the students to address your questions, right?
Yes.
Okay, students. Okay, students, please. Who wants to ask Mr. Rod questions? You can raise your hand.
Yes, we call that Q&A.
Yeah, we're having Q&A here.
Yeah,
so
try and put the screen like it was at the beginning, so all the students are there.
Okay. I'm moving to the next slide, showing all of the students here.
Yeah, at the moment, it's only it's you, and there's one or two students at the top, so it's fine.
Okay.
How you started? You know, when you started this, we had all the students. That's how it should be.
Okay. Yep. Students. Okay, I ask you once again to ask Mr. Rod question. Come on, it is a good time for you to practice your speaking skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I also have already seen some of the students left comments on your YouTube channel, right?
Oh, I wonder who that is. How about Scepter? How about you? Did you leave any comments?
No, I didn't. But I will.
No, Septa. Did Septa?
Oh, Ibu Septa.
Septa Carolyn, did you leave any comments on the YouTube channel?
Okay, honestly, I'm so sorry before, but I'm not really watching your YouTube video because I just know that there's YouTube thingy. I'm so sorry.
No,
Mr. Rod,
it's okay. Don't be
Yeah,
sorry. We're happy to see you here. It's fine. Do you have any questions?
From now, I don't have it right now.
Okay.
Yet.
All right. Okay. Anybody else?
For your information, Mr. Rod, Septa Caroline is our teacher here. She teaches Indonesian. She's a teacher.
Okay, I think she should become my teacher because I need to learn Bahasa Indonesia.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I will. Good luck later.
She'd love to. Okay, I saw Helen raised her hand. Helen, wanna ask questions?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, Helen, please.
So, good morning, Mr. Rod. I'm Helen Gabriela from 10 IPS 2. So, I want to ask how to become an English expert if we are already fluent and understand the basics.
All right. First, Helen, good morning to you too, and thank you for your question. Good question, by the way. May I just say that there are no such thing as an expert in language. Not really. Why? Because you never know, you never 100% expert in any language because language is changing continually. So even been teaching English for over 20 years. I'm not an expert in English. I'm pretty good at it, but language is changing all the time. And if you think about it, in the last 20 years with the internet, with smartphones, with all the new language, the language is changing enormously. So there's new words every day. And also words that were popular 20 years ago are no longer used much. All right. So just to clarify that. Sorry, what was the second half of your question? You asked us how we can do what if we're already fluent. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how can we improve if we already fluent? Well, what I try and do. I always try to improve my vocabulary. I always try to learn new words, right? So, the vocabulary is vast and also how we use them. And I would encourage all Indonesians learning English, learn idioms and learn phrasal verbs. Why? Because because native speakers, whether you're in a business meeting, whether you're anywhere, we use idioms almost every day, all the time, and phrasal verbs like hanging out, hang out, right? Hanging out. It doesn't mean hanging out. It means, hey, I want to spend some time with you. All right. So here's another one. Idiom, for example, we have over 3,000 idioms and over 3,000 phrasal verbs in the English language. One idiom is hot potato. A hot potato, what on earth does that mean? It just simply means a topic which is very controversial and people argue about it. That's all. For example, abortion. You know about abortion, right? A hot potato abortion is, for example, women will argue in many cases that they have the right to what happens to their own body. Whether they have a baby or not, they have the right, which is true. But then the other side will argue, pro-life will argue, that the baby has the right to live. That is a hot potato. So there's two examples, one of a phrasal verb, one of an idiom. So I would encourage all of you, if you're getting close to being fluent, or your English is very good, spend a lot of time learning phrasal verbs and learn a lot of idioms, because that will definitely help you with your English. It really will. Good question, Helen. Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Helen. Okay, next question, students. Maybe a student from 11th grade want to address questions? Since Helen is from 10th grade, right? So I'm giving you a chance. Yep. For
10th grade?
11th grade. Yep.
Helen is 10th grade already. Can you imagine how good she'll be in 12th grade? Wow.
I agree. Ayo anak-anak, silakan nak, boleh bertanya. Tadi Pak Guru Rod mengatakan bahwa he said that in order to improve our English, we can learn about idioms and phrasal verbs, right? Kita bisa belajar idioms dan phrasal verbs. Jadi idioms dan phrasal verbs itu it's not like grammar, itu nggak kayak grammar yang bisa kita hafal, tapi kita harus namanya sering-sering ngelihat gitu ya, membiasakan diri kita itu membaca atau mendengar dari film-film mungkin, seperti contohnya kata hangout ya yang tadi dijelaskan oleh Mr. Rod.
Evelyn, in Bahasa Indonesia, you also have phrasal verbs.
Yeah.
You say, for example, enggak apa-apa, right? So if I translate it means no what? Enggak apa-apa, no what? That is so stupid. What does that mean? No what? That's ridiculous, right? But actually, it's a beautiful thing to say because it just means it doesn't matter. It's okay. I forgive you, right? That's all it means. So you guys in Bahasa Indonesia, you also have phrasal verbs or idioms. Here's the key: learn the meaning. Don't learn. Okay, learn the meaning before you learn the words. If you only learn the words, bingham, confusing, very confusing. It's hard to learn a language with just the words. Don't focus on the vocabulary. Focus on the meaning. Artinya, about the meaning.
Yeah, I agree, Mr. Rod. Itu betul sekali yang dikatakan oleh Pak Guru Rod ya, bahwa ketika kita belajar bahasa ya nak, kita nggak bisa mengartikan kata demi kata, tapi kita harus belajar meaningnya. Seperti tadi contohnya ya, nggak apa-apa kalau ditranslate word by word in English, it would be no what, but that doesn't make sense, right? Tidak bermakna ya. Maka kita harus belajar meaningnya. Okay, anyway, I think I'm gonna invite Nathaniel. Are you here? Nathaniel Desinda. Indah ya. Iya, Indah ini. Indah, are you here? Indah 11 IPS. 11 IPS or 11 IPA? 11 IPA ya, Indah ya. Nathania Desinda. Are you here, Indah?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Indah, do you have any question for Mr. Rod?
I'm looking for Indah. I don't see her anywhere.
Yeah, me too. Indah, where are you? Can you turn on your camera, please? Because we cannot see you. Maybe you can use raise hand feature so I can... Oh, there you go. Yep, Indah. Okay. Indah, hello.
Wait, please.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's wait for Indah. Anyway, Bapak Ibu Guru yang mau bertanya juga boleh loh ya. We are also inviting the teachers, right, to ask Mr. Rod some questions. Adakah Bapak Ibu Guru yang mau bertanya? Ini sekalian kita juga boleh latihan ya, Bapak Ibu. We can practice our English here. No need to worry about the pronunciation, about the grammar. Yang penting kita mau berani coba, gitu. Anyway, sir, Mr. Rod, I think we have a teacher here who wants to ask you a question. It's
sure.
Ibu Paula. Yeah, it's Ibu Paula.
Yes. Good morning, Paula Erica.
Hi, Mr. Rod.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Yeah. Mr. Rod, by the way, I want to ask, how long have you been living here in this country?
Oh, 100 tahun. I'm just kidding. I've been here 22 years in Indonesia. right? Although during that time, my wife and I have traveled to China, lived and worked in China, in Espanol, Spain, Yunani, Greece, Africa, Selatan, Mexico, England, all over the world we've lived and worked. So we traveled, lived and worked, and our two boys, one was born in Cape Town, South Africa, and the other one was born in Cyprus, Palau, Yunani. So yeah, thank you. It's a nice question.
Okay, wow.
Are you an English teacher? Paula?
Biology teacher.
Oh, you're teaching biology.
Yeah.
All about the body, right?
Yeah. Human
Wow,
body.
good. Good.
Okay. There are so many countries that you have been visit. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The most countries that you interest.
Sorry, just repeat the question.
What? The most country that you want, that you feel that so very interesting from you.
Well, I mean, I love Indonesia more than any other country because I've been living here for around more than 20 years. But China blew me away. People are the most amazing people on the planet. And I lived in West China. By the way, I didn't just visit, I actually lived and worked in all of these countries all over the world. And West China, I stayed near Chongqing, a city 5,000 years old. And the Chinese are such lovely people in China. They really, really are special, very special people. Maybe the government is not so cool, but the people are lovely. And Mexico, oh my goodness. In Mexico, the people are so different. For example, we had a problem with immigration. We had a problem, right? After we had to wait over one day, and they paid for us to go to a hotel while we waited. And even after that, when we said goodbye, the lady and the guy, they both hugged and kissed me and my wife. They both kissed me and my wife. Now, can you imagine in Jakarta going to immigration, and after you finish talking to them, you give them a hug and a kiss? They would put you in prison. They'd arrest you. Can you imagine that? So, yeah, so the culture. So one reason why I would say to all your students, if you get the opportunity, try to go overseas and experience other cultures. It's beautiful. Go and experience other cultures. Find out how other people live. You realize that the world is so different and such a beautiful place, all right? The only thing is, right now, if you decide to go right now, don't go to Ukraine. Not a good idea.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Anyway, Ibu Paula, thank you so much for your good questions. And Mr. Rod, you've traveled so many countries. Wow, that's very interesting. And out of all of those countries, those beautiful countries, you chose Indonesia to stay, right? Wow.
I chose Indonesia for two reasons. Number one, I fell in love with Lini, my wife. Number two, I love the Indonesian people. I really do. I think the Indonesian people are the most special, most lovely people on the planet. They really do.
Wow.
The only problem with Indonesian people is when they get on a motorbike, they become they become very dangerous.
Yeah.
But now I'm the same as them. I'd also drive like an idiot on a motorbike sometimes.
Oh.
But other than that, no, I tell you something, Indonesia has a very, very, very bright future. We call it the new Indonesia. In 2013, 8 years time, in 8 years from now, the new Indonesia. We call it the new Indonesia in 8 years time. Why? Indonesia will be number 4 or 5 biggest economy in the world. Bigger than Russia, bigger than Britain, bigger than Germany. Indonesia, yeah, your country, you belong to the 5th largest economy in the world. That's not me, that's the World Bank, and the big accounting companies say that. So who's going to run that? Who is going to run Indonesia? Who's going to manage an economy, the 5th largest in the world? You will. You, the students of today, are the leaders, the entrepreneurs, the priests, right? The imams, the engineers, the teachers, the scientists, the entrepreneurs of tomorrow.
Yep, agree.
But however, the education system in Indonesia has one serious problem, as does overseas too. And that is, in Indonesia, they don't teach you to become an entrepreneur. They teach you to be qualified, to get a great qualification, to do well in school, to go to university, to get great qualifications, to get a job. They don't teach you to work for yourself. They teach you to work for someone else. Salah, salah, salah. It's wrong. Yeah. They should teach entrepreneurship in schools. They should teach you to want to become an entrepreneur so that you have control over your life, so that you can make Indonesia even a bigger economy, because it's the entrepreneurs who feed the whole country. It's the entrepreneurs that drive the economy, not the big companies. Nearly 90% of the business in Indonesia is generated by the small businesses, by the little warungs, by the people who have a small business. So if you want to help to drive your economy and drive the new Indonesia and help all those poor people come up, then start your own business. Start thinking like an entrepreneur now.
Agree.
I'm saying, and I would encourage even your school, start to teach, even as an extracurricular activity, start to teach entrepreneurship. I already do. So I have some schools already who asked me to teach them through Zoom entrepreneurship, because I was over 20 years as an international business consultant. And I'm telling you already, I've got 3 students in one school who've already started a little online business. So I would appeal to all your students, think like an entrepreneur. Think about it. Do you want to work for someone for the rest of your life? Really? Seriously? Think about it. Or would you like to actually work for yourself? Think about it. Do you want to have control over your life? Or do you want someone else to control your life? Which one is it?
Yeah, wow, that's very good idea, sir. Yeah, Bapak Guru Rod di sini itu menyarankan kita untuk belajar bagaimana menjadi seorang entrepreneur atau seorang businessman ya anak-anak. Jadi memang benar ya, karena Indonesia akan sangat maju beberapa tahun ke depan, dan kita atau anak-anak semua di sini adalah generasi-generasi masa depan yang mana akan memimpin bangsa ini. Boleh dari sekarang kalian boleh memikirkan tentang entrepreneur. You think about it, you try to figure out what entrepreneur is. Cari tahu ya, apa sih entrepreneur itu, businessman itu apa. Dengan kita jadi pengusaha atau entrepreneur, kita juga bisa menciptakan lapangan pekerjaan, bukan? Dan itu yang akan membangun ekonomi di Indonesia.
Evelyn, an entrepreneur doesn't have to be clever.
Yeah,
an entrepreneur
I agree.
Doesn't have to have a high IQ. The one thing they have to have is attitude. Never give up attitude. To think with a growth mindset. So Google growth mindset. Growth, GROWTH mindset, a growth mindset, and people, or even your students your age, you're in your school, when you start to develop a mindset, it's always thinking about growth, thinking about being bigger. Don't think small, think big. The world is a beautiful big place, and Indonesia needs people to think big. Don't think inside your life, think outside, explore outside your life. It's a beautiful world out there. It's waiting for you, the student. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. And there's many, many opportunities out there. There's many opportunities in the technical world, many opportunities in language. There's many opportunities on the internet, online. There's so many opportunities out there. More now than there's ever have been. So do it now. Start a little thing now. It doesn't cost any money. You can start a business almost zero income. Do you know that? Just start something online. Just start small. Make your mistakes now. Make your mistakes when you're young and you're small. Better make mistakes now than make them later when you have too much to lose.
Yeah, agree. setuju sekali dengan yang dikatakan Pak Rod bahwa kita perlu yang namanya growth mindset. Anak-anak nanti boleh Google what growth mindset is. You can type it on Google growth mindset. And one of the characteristic of growth mindset is not be afraid of making mistakes, right, Mr. Rod?
Mistakes are learning steps.
I agree.
Are learning steps, very important. So to you, the students, you want to ask me a question, but you're afraid to make a mistake. Don't be afraid. Make the mistake. It's good. That's how we learn. We all learn from mistakes. All learn from mistakes. If you listen to my Bahasa Indonesia, you'll want to lari, right? Because it's so bad, my Bahasa. So I make many mistakes when I try to speak Bahasa Indonesia. Many mistakes. So, enggak apa-apa. It doesn't matter.
Oke, ya anak-anak. Jadi gitu ya, Nak. Jangan takut salah. Yuk. Yang mau bertanya silakan. Kita undang kembali Nathania Indah ya. Yuk, nggak usah takut salah. Just say it. Indah, please.
That's it.
Okay, I want to ask, do you have any tips in learning more vocabularies?
One more, Nathania. One more time. Is it Nathania, right? Can you ask that one more time? One more time, please. Speak closer to the mic.
Do you have any tips in learning more vocabularies?
Yes. Number one, practice English every day. Okay, so you're busy, you have lots of homework, you have midterm tests, etc. I get it. But even if you spend 5 or 10 minutes a day, it'll help you. You can't learn a language in 2 hours a week. You cannot. Or 3 hours a week. You can only learn it if you practice every day. We say in English, if you don't use it, you lose it. So use the language you already know, the English language, and practice it. Now, regarding extending your vocabulary, there's many ways. I would suggest just go onto YouTube, go online, and listen to a film. Even Trans TV, your own Indonesian TV, they have movies, right? They have films in English with Indonesian subtitles, or at least they used to. I'm sure they still do, don't they? Trans TV, don't they? Do they have films still? I think no. Yes or no? I think so.
Yeah, maybe, sir.
Okay, I haven't looked for a long time, but I know they used to. So what I'm saying is, with the internet and with TV and everything, try to watch a film, watch a podcast, or watch something, and if you can, download it, and then play it back, and then speak the words. If you see somebody talking in a film, stop it, pause it, and copy what they say. Play it back and see how you sound. In other words, practice with them, learn with them. Also read books, read newspapers. They're all free online. There's so much free online. You don't have to pay a teacher like me to help you. You can learn online. There's my videos on Pak Guru Raj. Right? Got many videos about the difference between American English and British English, about verbs, about prepositions, many different things you can learn from my videos. Again, pause. And also my videos and Pak Guru Raj are bilingual in both languages. Very important. Okay, so to improve your vocabulary, I would suggest try and learn 5 to 10 new words every day. 5 to 10, that's enough, no more, right? Because in a year, that's 1,500 new words you've learned. And by the way, you're always learning other words as well. You're always learning others. Remember though, even though you're talking about learning new words, most important, learn the meanings. Learn the meanings is number one. A very good question. Nice question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Indah.
You are? Nathania, yeah? Thank you.
Thank you, Nathania Indah. Nah, Ini sangat bagus sekali pertanyaan dari Indah dan juga jawaban dari Mr. Rod. Indah bertanya, bagaimana sih caranya untuk meningkatkan vocabulary atau kosakata kita dalam bahasa Inggris? Ini jawaban dari Pak Rod mengatakan bahwa, nah 2 jam seminggu itu atau 2 jam 1 minggu itu tidak cukup untuk kita belajar bahasa Inggris ya. Karena ini perlu.
Edwin,
Yes,
what
yes.
about Richie? There's a handsome young guy down there called Richie.
Yeah.
Hey, Richie, come on, let's have a question.
Okay, Richie, come on, turn on your mic.
Richie, don't be shy.
Richie, speak up, please.
Me?
Yep.
Have you got a question, Richie?
I don't really have a question, so I'm not gonna ask something.
Okay. All right, be free to ask a question. What about Joshua? Joshua, do you have a question?
Joshua, hello. Joshua, are you here?
Yes.
No, he's run away. He's gone away. He's run away somewhere.
No, he's not running away. He's here, sir.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
I can see him. Josh,
He's raising his hand.
Okay,
He's
Joshua,
raising his
go
hand.
for it. Actually, Joshua, you got a fantastic name. You're very famous already in the Bible. You know that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a question. Sir, in Indonesia, we learn about our own language, and that is Indonesia. Do students in countries whose primary language is English, such as England and America, do they study about English too? And do they learn like us, like learning a lot of English sentence patterns? Do they?
Can you just repeat one? Just start again at the beginning. You're asking me about the difference between American and British English, and how? Sorry.
I asked about in Indonesia, we learn about our own language, Indonesian language.
Correct.
And do students in countries whose primary language is English, such as students in America and England, do they learn about English too? And do they learn like us? We learn like a lot of English sentence patterns.
Oh, great, Joseph, a fantastic question. That's a really good question. Actually, to be honest with you, of course, in countries like America and England, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, where English is a first language or a native language, of course they learn languages in schools. But the one difference is this, and I've noticed this, and I've tried to change it. And when I teach my students, and I teach at universities, I teach in high schools, and in businesses and companies, I always do this method. I don't teach the grammar, and I do teach grammar, but not directly. I don't teach from a textbook. Teachers, and I want to talk to all you teachers today. Don't teach your English from a textbook. Salah, salah, salah. It's wrong. It's boring for the students to listen to a textbook. You, the teacher, should read the textbook, and then you become the mobile textbook. You become the book, not the book itself. And the textbook should be the student's life. So when we teach English overseas, when we learn language, we do a lot of lifestyle things. We ask the students, what about your life? What did you do last weekend? What will you do next weekend? What relationships do you have? Have you ever been to so-and-so? What do you think about so-and-so? We teach using questions. That's how we learn English. We tend to avoid the textbook. We tend to learn about cultures, about people, about real life. We avoid the theory. Often in the textbook, you're learning the theory. Get away from the theory, get into real life. So Joshua, it's a very, very good question. I would suggest and I think you're very serious about becoming fluent in English, try to learn about real life situations and scenarios. When your teacher's teaching in a classroom and you've got a textbook, this is normal Indonesian curriculum, I know this, I'm involved with the curriculum, turn the teacher and say, for example, if they're teaching you present perfect, or past perfect. Say to the teacher, well, what does this mean? What would that mean in my life? Now you apply it to your life. I'll say to the teacher, how does that work in your life? Learn to ask questions. Don't accept things. Learn to question everything. Ask questions. In the UK, in America, and other places, in high schools and in junior high schools, students are taught to think for themselves. Don't think like sheep. Don't just follow because people say it's true. Learn to question the truth and establish for yourself what the truth is. Okay? Get your own truth. That's how your vocabulary, your English will improve dramatically when you start to use it in your life for real. Practical, use questions. Don't just accept what people tell you. Okay? Be subjective rather than objective. Become subjective. Okay? Very good question, Joshua. By the way, do you have clothes with 12 colors? As Joseph in the Bible, Joshua in the Bible, was it Joseph or Joshua? Sorry, I got the wrong one. It was Joseph in the Bible had a coat of many colors, right? But Joshua, yeah.
It's Joshua.
Yeah,
Joshua is the one who leads Israel from Egypt.
No, that was Moses, wasn't it? Was that Moses and Aaron?
The successor of Moses.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
okay.
The successor of Moses.
Joshua, you got a great name.
Thank you, Joshua. Anyway, sir, we have some students raised hands, and we have Cheryl Rosetta been waiting to ask you question.
Yes.
I think we still have a little time for this. Yeah. Okay, Rosetta, Cheryl.
Yes.
You can't see the faces. The cameras needs to come down.
Please adjust your camera, Rosetta. Nah, ayo semua kameranya itu supaya bisa terlihat wajahnya ya, Nak.
Okay, go.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Rod. I'm Cheryl from grade 10 Social 1. I want to ask a question about grammar, because I heard from some local people from the US, they said that when you want to speak English, it doesn't really matter for the grammar. So if you want to speak English, just speak English, because people tend to be afraid because maybe being criticized for their grammar. Or
correct.
Yeah.
Cheryl, that's a really good question, and in a way they are correct. They told you from the US, that is indeed correct. You have to remember, I'm going to make a joke now, the Americans can't speak proper English, only the British can. I'm just kidding, don't believe that, I'm just kidding. But anyway, seriously. So the point I'm making is, what they're really trying to tell you is this, is that if you only learn grammar, you're never going to learn to speak English fluently. Focus on the meaning, focus on real life, make the mistakes, just go ahead and talk and make mistakes, because that's how you learn. You don't learn by speaking English correctly. You learn English by speaking English incorrectly. That's how you learn, right? You don't learn by getting 100% in an exam. You learn by getting 50% in an exam. That's how you learn. That's how we all learn. So, Cheryl, it's a very good question. So I would suggest they are correct. Listen, grammar is very important, but rather than learn grammar over on its own, which is incredibly boring, as you know, even for me as a teacher, it's pushing to teach us grammar. Absolutely pushing. It's miserable and boring. Better to learn grammar as you learn the language. As you speak it, you get corrected, and you correct yourself, and you correct yourself, and the correction will come in. Don't just learn only grammar. Learn meanings first, all right? Explore the language. Think of the language as a new country. You're going to explore the new country. Remember, English is not just a language. English is a way of life. English is a culture. Same as Bahasa Indonesia, right? Think about your country. think about your language, and think about your beautiful lifestyle and the people and all the cultures and all the traditions you have and all the different languages you have in Indonesia. Oh my goodness. By the way, do you know this? In 8 years' time, English will be the second language in Indonesia. Not Jawa, not Sunda. English will be number 2 language. It'll be almost like a first language. Do you know that? So learn it now. Don't wait till then. Learn it now. So when the new Indonesia happens, you'll be ready. But great questions.
Thank you, sir.
I think Josephine. I love the spelling of your name, by the way.
Yeah, okay, next up, Josephine. Josephine, please adjust your camera so Mr. Rod and I, all of us here, can see your face.
Yes, if you're beautiful, you're so beautiful, so don't hide your beauty. Why hide it? Come on.
Hello, Mr. Rod.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
My name is Josephine Septiani, and I'm from Science 10 2. I want to ask you a question. What makes you want to teach English?
I didn't want. That's a good question. What happened was I came to Indonesia over 20 years ago with my new wife, Lini, and I came here from, I think it was from Spain. We were living in Spain at the time, working in Spain. And we came to Jogja, and for about 2 or 3 weeks, my wife was visiting her family and all of her friends here. So I was walking through Jogja, and suddenly I saw a building. It said EF, English first. And I saw all these bullies walking around inside. I thought, who are these bullies walking around? What's they doing? So I got off my motorbike, I walked inside, and they said, hey, we teach English. It's called EF. I said, wow. They said, what are you doing? I said, I'm on holiday for 2 or 3 weeks. So they said, hey, come and teach English with us. I said, I've never taught English in my life before. They said, try. So I did. I started teaching one of their classes, and I fell in love with it. I instantly fell in love with teaching. I've been a business consultant for many years, and suddenly here I was teaching English to a whole bunch of Indonesian kids. I fell in love with it. I loved it so much. Guess what? I never went back. I stayed. I'm still here. And then everything changed. I taught at Gajah Mada, you know Gajah Mada, University Gajah Mada. I taught there, University of Indonesia, Trisakti Grogol. Yeah, so that's how it started, Josephine, by accident. But you know something? I honestly believe nothing in life happens by accident, nothing. We all have a destiny by our Creator. God Almighty has a plan for us, Rencana for us, right? And that was part of God's plan. So God's plan is that I'm speaking to you today. Part of God's plan, part of destiny. So wasn't me. I didn't decide to teach English. It just happened, right? It just happened. And I'm so happy. I still do it. I love doing it. Great question. Can I ask you, Joseph,
Yes.
why do you want to learn English?
Because I want to go with my friends out, like go to the countryside with my friends.
Fantastic. And practice your English, right?
Yes.
My oldest student, she was 76. 76, an old lady, orang tua, right? Orang tua ibu. She was 76 years old, my oldest student. When I asked her, why do you want to learn IELTS? You know what she told me? Because I want to marry a bule. Yeah. Can you imagine that? She wants to learn English so she can get married a bule. Crazy, hey? 76 years of age. 76. So, it's never too late to learn English. If your English is poor, start today. Make it a start today. Okay? By the way, I'm not saying you marry a bule. Many, many lovely Indonesians to marry. And you're too young to think about that right now.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, thank you, Josephine. Anyway, Mr. Rod, I think the student is getting enthusiastic, right? They're getting enthusiastic in questioning you. But we have very limited time, right, Mr. Rod? Is it okay for us to, extend this a little bit?
What's the time now? Let's have a look.
Oh, it's 8:10.
Wow. Yeah. Do you understand it a little bit more?
Yeah, maybe around 2 more questions, if that's all right.
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, I think I'm gonna invite Brian Novel since I've seen him raise hand.
Yes.
Brian Novel, please.
Good morning to you, Brian.
Good morning, sir. So I want to ask you a question. Do you
Yes.
have any tips for us on how to get the top score on IELTS and TOEFL?
Oh, good question. Which one? Well, listen, IELTS and TOEFL a little bit different. I teach IELTS and TOEFL. I've been teaching those both for like 18, 19 years now. Let's look at IELTS, shall we? Top score. Well, you have 4 skills: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. 4 skills. So, top score. Well, I would suggest the easiest, if you want to improve your overall score, the quickest to improve is writing. The fastest to improve. The slowest is listening. Very hard to improve your listening. You can, but it's very slow. The fastest skill to improve, if you want to get a high IELTS band, so for example, if you're band 5.5 right now, and you want to get a band 7, overall, all the scores put together, focus on your writing. That's my suggestion. I think that's the fastest to improve on. And how do you improve your writing? Well, there's lots of free IELTS books out there. Just look at them, look at the writing test. You've got 2 types of writing. You've got task 1 and task 2. Task 1 is basically where you look at a diagram, you look at a graph or something like that, a chart, and then you have to write about it. When you write about something in task 1 IELTS, imagine the person you're writing for can't see anything, can't see a thing. So make sure you put detail. So number 1 tip, make sure you include lots of detail. Don't assume somebody knows what you're thinking. Write the detail. Detail is very, very important in task 1. Task 2, here's another tip for task 2. Task 2 is when you write an essay in 40 minutes and you write a minimum of 250 words. That's task 2 in IELTS. In task 2, the big thing is make sure you answer the question, because the question is usually 3 or 4 parts. Okay, very, very important to answer the whole question. So if it says, what is your opinion about blah, 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 say, my opinion is, and then you must give reasons and you must give examples. Don't just give your opinion and don't just give the reasons. Make sure you give examples. I'll repeat that. In IELTS, the essay, which is worth double the points of task 1, task 2 is worth double the points. Make sure you give your opinion clearly as it asked you to. Make sure you give reasons. It says give reasons, so make sure it's 2 or more. And make sure you give examples. Examples are proof. If you just give a reason, somebody can say it's not true. If you give an example, they have a problem saying it's not true. It's probably true because you give an example. Example is like a proof. So very good question. All right, very good question, and especially in the writing. Task 1, focus on the detail. Writing task 2, focus on answering the whole question. And by the way, make sure, this is number 1, make sure you leave time at the end to edit. Editing is worth 1 to 2 band. I've seen so many great writers, they forget to edit and they get a low band score. They spend 1 to 2 minutes editing, they can increase their band by 1 or 1.5 points easily. So make sure you leave enough time to edit. Very, very, very important. All right? Good question. Brian, are you studying IELTS right now? Do you enjoy it?
Well, not for now, but maybe in the future, I'll consider it.
Because if you go to study in the university overseas, okay, you need to have IELTS or TOEFL, mostly IELTS. If you have a choice, by the way, IELTS or TOEFL, choose IELTS. That's my suggestion to you. If you've got a choice between TOEFL and IELTS, I can't explain now, it could take too long. Choose IELTS. It's better. It's easier, and also you're more likely to get a better score. All right? If you want to go and study for an MBA, like MIT, for example, or in a top US university, study TOEFL. Remember that. You want to go to a top US university, TOEFL. You want to go to Britain, Europe, Japan, China, Australia, study IELTS. Okay, that's a general rule. General rule. All right, Brian. Good question.
Thank you, sir.
And we got Chantal here. Chantal.
Yeah, the last one, right? Chantal, yeah.
I can only see your hair. Bring the camera down.
So, good morning, Mr. Rod. My name is Chantal from 10 Science 1. I want to ask a question. Do English language very important in the future Indonesia?
Oh my goodness, yeah, for sure. Well, it's a good question, Chantal. And as I noted earlier, the new Indonesia by 2030 and after that, I believe, and I have good reason to believe this, English will be the second biggest language in Indonesia. It's the second biggest language. English will be taught everywhere in Indonesia. Why? Because as the number 5 biggest economy in the world, you're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people coming from overseas with businesses, with deals, with contracts. You're going to have professors coming to your universities overseas. It's going to happen. Right now, many students go from here overseas universities. I predict a day when students from overseas will start to come to Indonesian universities. I really hope that's going to be true. And the only way that they can do that, and I've already spoken to educators in Indonesia, I've already told them this, the only way to do that is to invite professors from overseas to teach here. They don't, at the moment, they don't do it. Why? I don't know. They should do it, because then they start getting students from overseas coming here. All right? So I think it's very, very important. English will be, right now, maybe some people in the business community speak English and some students, but the majority of Indonesians can't speak English. Many Indonesians are poor, they live in the kampung. They need you, the students, to learn English, to start making money, so you can make the whole country more wealthy. It needs to be, the money comes from the top, comes down, so even the poor people have more money. That you need that. You need the money to come down from the top right through. The only way to do that is spread the English language. So even people in the kampung can start an online business and start trading online, selling their skills or whatever they have online using English. Why not? Why not? English is so important, for sure, and it will be more important. Good question, Chantal.
Okay, I think that's... Yeah, Chantal, want to say something?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sama.
Okay, so thank you, Chantal, and all students, all of the students who have participated, who have actively participated in this meeting. Thank you so much, Na.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, Mr. Rod, I think I'm gonna ask you one last question.
Oh no! I'm
It's just so. No, don't be. So, Mr. Rod, after talking to our students here, what do you think of our students here, Mr. Rod?
Well, the biggest problem usually when I speak to students in universities, Indonesian universities and schools, the biggest problem is most students are kind of shy and afraid to speak. Why? Because they're afraid of making mistakes.
Yep.
Two things. Number one is that your students at your school are not afraid to speak. That's good. That's good. And also, they don't make, even though, and they obviously don't worry about making mistakes. That's good. However, as a second point, actually, the level of English with your students is pretty good. In fact, I would say it's higher than most schools I teach. I don't want to offend any other schools who are listening to this, and they will listen to this. Other schools on YouTube will listen to this. So to you, the other schools and universities, I'm not saying to offend you, I'm saying to motivate you. This is a good school. Whoever teaches English in this school, your teachers are obviously good teachers. I would suggest that you become better teachers. Don't use the textbook so much. Use yourself. You become the walking, talking textbook. You the teacher, because you've got lovely students. Your students overall, the ones I've listened to, the English is pretty good. I'm serious. One of the best in Indonesia so far I've worked with. Okay, and so what in terms of Zoom, online Zooms, one of the best. Keep it up. Keep going. Keep learning. Remember, as we said at the beginning, there's no such thing as an expert speaker. I'm not expert. I learn every day. I make mistakes sometimes, right? It's part of what I do. Even in my PhD work, I make mistakes. It happens. We're human. And therefore, remember, language is changing every minute, every day. Language changes. It's growing. It's dying. Some words die. Some words are born. So you can't really become an expert. You just try and keep up with it. Okay? But to all you students, thank you so much. It's a privilege for me to actually work with you today. And Evelyn, thank you so much. You're a great, I think you're a good teacher. You're certainly a good leader. And I have spoken to your, I think I have met your principal once or twice. I think you, both her and all the students are very lucky to have you, Evelyn, to work in the school. And may God continue to bless you and bless all of you and bless the school and just keep going, keep learning and seek the what. It's a beautiful world out there. I have one more thing I want to say to you. Why is it most, especially Christians and even Muslims, why is it we think we only go to heaven when we die? Why is it? I want to ask you one more question. Why is it we believe we only go to heaven when we die? What's wrong with heaven now? Why not? You understand what I'm saying now? Enjoy a little bit of heaven now, right? Have a life now. Enjoy your life now. Okay, so it's not just about one day when you die, go to heaven. How about living now? How about making the most of every opportunity now? Learn to live in the moment. Learn to live in the moment, and every day seek a little bit of heaven every day. One moment when you said a kind word to somebody. One moment when you gave a hug to someone who was crying or someone was in pain. One moment when you saw a stranger in the street and you gave them your heart and not some money. Things like that. That's your piece of heaven. Take your piece of heaven today. Don't wait till you die. Take a piece of heaven today and every day. Live in the moment. That's it.
Wow, that's very beautiful, Mr. Rod. Yeah, take a piece of heaven, live, enjoy every moment, live every day. Wow, meaning that we live our life to the fullest, right? Thank you very much. That's very inspiring. And thank you very much, Mr. Rod. We are very happy to have you here. It is such a wonderful, wonderful experience for us, right, students?
Yes.
Ya, anak-anak pasti sangat senang juga.
Let's do it again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can do it sometime. Yeah. Okay. Now, before we end this meeting, I want to tell you that you have to make a kind of summary of this meeting. Tell us what you got from this meeting. Just write a little summary of it. Okay. Nanti kita akan lihat anak-anak bagaimana tanggapan anak-anak. Kesimpulannya dari pertemuan ini apa? How do you feel about this meeting? Please tell us. I think I'm gonna share you the link of a Google form so you can share your thoughts, your feelings there. Okay?
We will publish. We will try to publish this video today.
Yeah.
If you can send as soon as possible, we'll try and publish as soon as possible.
Sure, will do.
And by the way, students, the summary you're going to write of this video today, minimum 5,000 words. I'm just kidding.
That's too much. 5,000. Wow, that's going to be very, very long. Yeah, just kidding. Okay. Okay, well, maybe we're just gonna take some pictures ya before we end this meeting. Is it okay? Ya, sedikit ya, kita mau ambil gambar sedikit aja ya, Nak ya. Tolong dinyalakan kamera karena ini berada di layar pertama, ini beberapa ada yang off cam ya, Nak. Brian Noval, Mika Lovita, Arnold, Juan, Geraldine, Alvin, Maria, you are on the first page of this Zoom meeting, so please turn on your camera so we can see your face, not only your name here. Brian Noval ya, please turn your camera on. Arnold, Juan, Geraldine, ini Maria juga ya, tolong Nak. Ibu Septa atau Bapak Eko boleh minta tolong bantu screenshot, Pak, Bu.
Oke, Mi.
Untuk fotonya ya, thank you Bu Septa.
Ya, bisa tampil ya, Nanak ya.
Ya.
1, 2, 3. Halaman 2. 1, 2, 3. Halaman 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3. 5. 6. Ya, 7, 8, 9 tidak Ibu ambil karena semuanya off cam. Terima kasih.
Yep. Thank you so much Ibu Septa. And that's it. Thank you so much students for your participation, and Mr. Rod, thank you very much. Have a great day everyone. See you next time. Bye bye all. Anak-anak boleh say thank you to Mr. Rod ya, Nak?
Thank you, Mr. Rod.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Rod.
Thank you. Sama-sama.